Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karim Farghaly. I'm a research associate at the Center for System Engineering and Innovation at Imperial College London. And today I will be presenting our paper about visualizing real-time information through construction production control room. This paper is a contribution between myself, Dr. Ranjith Soman, and Professor Jennifer Whyte. So we structured the agenda of today by using the golden circle stated by Simon Singh. So start with why, then how, and then what, and finally the conclusion. So we start with why there is a need of control room in construction, and then how we developed our production control room, and what are our findings, and what are our recommendations, and what we achieved, and what's the challenges during implementation, and so on. And finally, a conclusion for the idea of production control room in construction. So let's start with why. Construction data challenges. We have a lot of challenges in data of construction, and it starts with data is not up to date. So most construction projects report on out-of-date data is often days or even weeks behind the live status. Data is not integrated effectively, so the engagement of several stakeholders and the utilization of several platforms and applications provide an environment where data is not effectively integrated. And finally, data is not visualized correctly. So in UK construction survey, 13% of the construction team's working hours are spent looking for project data and information. And that's because of how it's stored and how it's visualized in the same time. So to overcome this, we need a collaborative decision-making environment where data is up to date, data is integrated, and data is visualized correctly. And this will provide us clear explanation. We can find common ground between different opinion and stakeholders, and finally reaching agreement on any kind of treatment plans suggested. And to achieve this, we have 4 different aspects need to be in the collaborative decision-making environment. Firstly, the construction process, and all about planned versus actual. Active contractor participation, so we need to overcome the change resistance especially by the SMEs, small to medium enterprises in the projects. We need approaches and tools. We need to know them, we need to identify them, and we need to know that they are working for our process of collaborative decision-making environment. And finally, we need standard-centered communication, so a way of people to talk to each other and the machine to talk to each other. So this is through standard process and technology and standard, and definitely human and standard. And you can see the relationship between the 4 different aspects. This will achieve what? This will provide us a collaborative decision-making environment where achieving a shared mind and managing uncertainty in the same time. So how to do this? So we were inspired by 3 main things. Firstly, by NASA Mission Operation Control Room. Secondly, by the simplified representation of real virtuality adapted by Milligram. So you can see here in the left-hand side it's the real environment, the right-hand side in the virtual environment, and the control room in somewhere in the augmented virtuality aspect. And finally, the existing literature in the AEC sector related to control rooms, starting from Fisher in 2002 until the last one by Mace in Ireland. So, how did we start? We developed through the following. We were a consortium of Mace as a leading big company, 2 major universities, Imperial College London and UCL, and 3 SMEs, 3D Repo, AV File, and Mission Room. We went through 3 main demonstrative projects in London, and most of our research, at least from Imperial side, was engaged scholarship. So we started with engaging with the meetings. We had interviews. We went. These two photos show before and after of the control room. So, what's our findings so far? So, let's start first dividing the findings to four main themes. So, the four main themes start with end user requirements, and in end user requirements, we started firstly with identifying who's the users, who are the end users, and what requirements is wanted in this control room. And it's not only what they want, but what they want, but they don't know that they want. So that's why we use two different ways of gathering the data and the end user requirements, starting from interviews and focus groups, and then we went to attending and observing planning meeting to understand what's the process now and how we can change this process using the control room. Second theme is data integration, and data integration here is not about interoperability, it's more about that there's semantic enrichment which could achieve the integration of data. So coming from different platform, can we actually combine this data? Can we relate this data to each other or not? Third one is insights definitions. Once the data is integrated, once we know the requirements, the idea of the machine can learn from this and can predict and can be more proactive for that. The last part is visualization. So it's not only the machine could learn and be proactive, but also the human can be proactive by seeing things in the right way through visualization. And this creates the four different themes which the combination between them could achieve the effective repeatable production control room. So for today we will talk about data integration and visualization. So in the data integration we went through three steps actually. We started firstly with the KPIs, so we identified the most important KPIs, and then we started looking what are the data sets related to this KPI, starting from safety, construction documents, requests for information, and so on. Second step, we looked from other perspective, which is the data sources. What are the tools and the applications are used now on the construction site on the three demonstrator projects? And we started dividing them. Are they related to deliverables? Are they real-time data? Or are they related to schedule and planning? And then how to integrate the three of them to each other, and which is the third one is the semantic enrichment. What's the common between them? Are they the same work package, same location? Is the naming convention is correct in all the different platform, and so on. The other part is visualization, and the visualization again we went through three different stages. The first stage was preliminary design, and at that time we thought about it's like three screens. On the left hand side it would be all the KPIs shown in the preferable chart by the end user requirements, and they are discussing the 7 different KPIs. On the right hand side we call it the war zone, or it's work, action and response, and this is where anything agreed during the meeting, the planning meeting, should be documented and should be sent to the right people at the right time. And in the middle is the schedule coming from the 3-week look ahead or the baseline, and also the 3D model. But when we want more in detail, it looks completely different when we talked more, when we had interviews and so on. So it looked like the left hand side is all related about deliverables, so drawings, reports, quality sign-offs, quality hold points, all the different deliverables. On the right hand side is the site real time, which are related to issues on site, image 360, the weather, the crane productivity, labor on site, and deliveries coming to the site, so equipment or material or so on. In the middle, which is combine the two sides to each other. We have the 3-week look ahead for all the different subcontractors. There we have the milestones, which is connected to the quality sign-offs and the quality hold points. We have 3D model for the zones in the rooms, where it's connected to the 3-week look ahead. And finally, a 2D plan, which is the agreed plan of construction inside. And the third phase, we implemented this on site, where end user can use it, they can talk through it, they can decide through this. So, conclusion: construction monitoring and control will not be achieved unless we have to overcome unclear end user requirements and the ineffective environment for collaboration communication between humans and data. So between humans and humans, data and data, and human and data. The idea of control room is the robust collaborative decision-making environment. It could overcome what we identified earlier. It could improve the understanding progress and support analysis and decision-making in real-time manner. This research contributes in this area by developing a production control room process and a framework to develop an effective, scalable, or reproducible control room for construction scopes. Finally, control room is seen as the learning and decision-making platform where human and AI may learn and react together. Thanks very much. If you are interested to know more about our project, please contact me or Dr. Ranjith Soman or Professor Jennifer Whyte. Thank you very much and have a lovely day and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.